it is sunny inside this brand new school building for Montebello. So even in the rain, this is still one of my favorite things to do. And so it is my pleasure to welcome you all officially to our newest 21st century building from Montebello Elementary Middle School. I am pleased to welcome you all and also to welcome Mayor Brandon Scott, as well as Senator Mary Washington, Council President Nick Mosby, Delegate Maggie McIntosh, emeritus officially, isn't that right, Delegate? Oh, not yet. Okay, Chair Emeritus of Appropriations, thank you. See, there you go. And then, let's see, we have Commissioner Roberts, who is also with us today. We also have, I would also like to recognize Delegate Regina Boyce, Councilwoman Odette Ramos, Morgan State President Dr. David Wilson, as well as, let's see, Alex Donahue with IAC, and Principal Troy Mitchell. So thank you all, welcome. As always, I also want to thank our partners at Baltimore City, the Maryland Stadium Authority, the Interagency Commission on School Construction, my friends is here, and the state of Maryland, really for their ongoing support for this transformational school construction program. I want to give a shout out to the city schools team, 21st century and operations team. And really to date, City Schools has successfully managed one of the largest public construction projects in the history of our city. 26 new or renovated buildings of a planned 28, which will provide a state-of-the-art learning environment for nearly 17,000 of our young people every year. I want to especially shout out the families and community members of Coldstream Homestead, Montebello. Really, it was your unrelenting efforts on behalf of this project that really were a force for our success. These 21st century buildings, as I say in each and every one, are a testament to what our young people deserve. These buildings signal to you, young people, the promise that we see in you, and the high expectations we know you have for yourselves and that we have for you. Thank you. I also want to give a shout out to Chair Johnette Richardson, who I missed earlier. So without further ado, I am going to turn this over to Principal Troy Mitchell.
Good evening, everyone. I'm really honored and pleased that you took time out of your schedule to come out here and celebrate with us. This is a very momentous occasion. As a student of history, and Montebello being one of the historic schools in Baltimore City, founded in 1922, so we're celebrating our centennial right now. And if you are familiar with our city schools politics and schools, a lot of our older schools have gone away. So Montebello has stood the test of time. And so we anticipate standing even longer when we get this brand new edifice like this. So we're honored that you were able to share in this experience. Excuse me. All right, so I selected, when they asked me to select individuals to participate in this, I selected 2 students, right? I've been principal for 3 years, this is my 3rd year. And one of the students I selected, Ms. Burke, I selected her because she has spent her entire career since pre-K at Montebello. And so she started here in this building. And then we spent 2 years, 2.5 years outside of the building, and now she's going to finish her middle school career back in her home space. And I selected Master Anthony Higgs Jr. because he's a student who started during the pandemic. So he's never been a student in this building, right? He's never walked these halls. And as a former teacher in this building, I remember walking the halls, and as I go through the building every day, well, not every day, but when I get an opportunity to visit the building, I get to see how this building has transformed. It keeps its historic edifice, but the inside is all modern and brand new. And so we want to make sure that the education that we provide inside the building is just as great as what you see as the building itself. And so I'm pleased that I have my staff here, and I have community members, I have my fraternity brothers here, I have the president of Morgan. So I just want to thank you for being a part of this, and we look forward to partnering with you in the future. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at these notes because I'd be forgetting what I'm supposed to do. All right. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to introduce Ms. Kamara Burke. She is actually our Student Government Association president. She just won a selection this week. So she has some models on the stage of what politics looks like and what she can aspire to. So let me present Ms. Kamara Burke.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the opening of the new and improved Montebello ribbon cutting. My name is Kamara Burke, and I am in the 8th grade. I am proud to call myself a Montebello student as I walk with pride throughout these new hallways. I started in kindergarten at Montebello Elementary Middle, and I was taught by some of the most helpful and encouraging staff and grew up with some amazing students. Ever since then, I've been learning new things and growing as an amazing person I am today. I appreciate the new building and its advanced new learning environment. In the new Montebello establishment, we have more resources such as instrumental music, vocal music, Spanish, physical education, health, and library. We also have brand new teachers, more events, and better equipment. Montebello also has sports such as wrestling and basketball, and more sports to come. Our brand new school with many brand new things are now equipped to make sure future generations grow and learn better and have more fun while doing so. This school played a big part in my life, and I am proud to claim this school as my Montebello and elementary school. I also will be the first to graduate from Montebello in this new building when I created wonderful, lasting memories, and so will the new students. Thank you.
That's just a sample of the talent that we have in our building. She's quite accomplished, and I don't want to sing her praises because she'll get a big head, but I'm very proud of her. I didn't like her at first, but I'm very proud of her now. Next, we'll have Master Anthony Higgs Jr. His classroom when he started in pre-K was right next door to the main office, and I used to go in the classroom to, just to see the kids, and he just has such a vibrant personality, and he's not a shy guy, so he's going to come up here, and he's going to give his speech. Mr. Higgs.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Anthony Higgs Jr. I would like to talk about what the new Montebello School means to me. This school means so much to me. I just love this school. I just love this school. It means so much to me. I just love this school. I love my teachers, and it's close to the lake where my parents walk around the lake, run around the lake. I love my teachers, Miss Johnson, Miss Cates, Miss James, Miss Cash. I love my principal, Big Brother, Mr. Mitchell. I can't wait to start class. 06 to the good bros. I can't wait to start class in the new Montebello building. Thank you.
Anthony almost messed up and spent first grade again next year. He didn't want to mention me. But Thank you, Anthony, for your words, and he really rehearsed that because he did it from memory. I can't even do it from memory, but he did it from memory. He's young, so yeah. All right, so next I would like to bring to the stage the Executive Director of the Maryland Stadium Authority, Mr. Michael Friends.
Thank you, Principal Mitchell. It's a tough act to follow. I'm delighted to be here, however, on this joyous occasion, the renovation of this beautiful new school. The governor sends his sincere congratulations and expresses his gratitude for the 21st Century School Buildings Program, and it's changing Maryland for the better. We're here at Montebello Elementary Middle School today because of the tireless efforts by community and faith leaders, parents and teachers, students and alumni, city and state officials who successfully advocated for this historic school construction program that has now inspired a statewide effort. MSA's role in this program is to finance, design, and then build these 21st century schools in communities throughout Baltimore City. With our program partners, Baltimore City Schools, Baltimore City, and the Interagency Commission on School Construction, we expect to deliver 29 new schools in Baltimore, on time and on budget. Together, we contribute to the education of Baltimore's children and the employment of its citizens while creating opportunities for local businesses and inspiring neighborhood revitalization. Through this program, we're pleased to report that to date, 1,353 jobs have been filled by local Baltimore residents, exceeding the 440 jobs originally anticipated, and that $386 million in contracts have been awarded so far to Maryland certified minority and women-owned business, equating to 32.7% MBE participation. I'd like to recognize MSA's Board of Directors for their leadership. I don't believe anyone is here today, but they do care about this program. In fact, our chairman, Tom Kelso, wanted to be the chairman of the Maryland Stadium Authority because of this program, because he recognized the importance of new schools for Baltimore and the state. I want to recognize Gary McGuigan and Eric Johnson from the Maryland Stadium Authority, who oversee this program on a day-to-day basis, and their highly professional staff. Justin Wood, the project manager who led the construction on this beautiful new school. And I want to recognize David Wraith, our CFO, for his role in the efficient and innovative debt issuance. Finally, thank you to Crabtree, Rohrbaugh and Associates, architects, and CAM Construction, our project partners for this light-filled, state-of-the-art school that is fully accessible, sustainable, and designed to meet or exceed LEED silver green building requirements. In closing, we, the MSA, was established over 35 years ago to build, manage, and maintain quality sports and entertainment facilities in Maryland. Our mission has since expanded and evolved to include sports marketing, economic studies, and to date, $3 billion in construction projects and programs across the state. However, I think it's the opinion of our board and staff that this 21st Century School Buildings Program best exemplifies our agency's culture of service and mission to provide enjoyment, enrichment, education, and business opportunities for citizens. That's all I have. Now I'd like you to welcome Alex Donahue of the Maryland Interagency Commission on School Construction, who will present, I believe will speak and present.
Thank you, Mike. And good afternoon to you all. I'm so glad to be here on behalf of Governor Hogan and the Interagency Commission on School Construction for the celebration of this newly renovated Montebello Elementary Middle School. As a former teacher and principal myself, I know firsthand how important it is to students and teachers and the community to have a school building that is truly supportive of teaching and learning. I and the staff of the IAC are working to help every public school student in Baltimore City and across the state benefit in time from this kind of school building. Before I present the citation from Governor Hogan, I want to recognize all the work put in by all the parties to make the dream of a renovated Montebello real. It took more than a couple of years and more than $30 million to plan, design, and renovate this school to serve 500 or more students from this community well. Keeping the dream real for 30 years or more will also require a lot more work. This is because to operate, maintain, and renew this now renovated school during the next 30 years, so the teachers can teach and students can learn in a good environment, Baltimore City will need to invest about another $35 million. And the state will be contributing millions of dollars to those coming investments. We're all here because we know that the students and the teachers that this building will serve are worth every penny of these investments, and they will pay dividends into the future in the health of our community. So without further ado, to celebrate the renewed Montebello, I would like to present to the principal, Mr. Mitchell, the governor's citation. Be it known that on behalf of the citizens of this state, in recognition of the outstanding commitment of the students, faculty, and staff of Montebello Elementary Middle School to quality education and academic excellence, with sincere congratulations on the occasion of the ribbon cutting of your Renovation with Addition School project, and as an expression of our admiration, great respect, and warmest best wishes for success in the coming days and years. We are pleased to confer on you this governor's citation. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. Come on, you can do better. We got a good crowd here. Let's come on. Yeah. I'm Delegate Maggie McIntosh for a few more weeks, and I'm happy to be here to celebrate this wonderful, wonderful building and place where all of our students can come and learn and work and play. It's a great partnership, you know, between the state and the city, and as mentioned, with the Maryland Stadium Authority that has helped to bring this structure to the most, incredible, incredible place that it is. But I'm going to spend my little 2 minutes calling out two names because they're the two people that drove me crazy, making sure that this school became one of the 21st century schools and was on the list for renovation, okay? First name, Mark Washington. I hardly recognized you. You dressed up for this occasion, right? Yeah. Number two, Mary Pat Clark, former Councilwoman Mary Pat Clark. And I know that I wish Mary Pat were here to see this. She would be so proud of what we've accomplished here in this building, and I thank you, Dr. Sundelise. I thank you, Mr. Mayor, President Mosby, for the work that you have done together with the state to bring this to our students. I'm going to introduce now the Senate. Oh, before I do, there are two delegates in this room I want to recognize. And I think I saw Delegate-elect Elizabeth Embry, who's here, and Delegate Regina Boyce, who's here. You can yell at them in the future, okay? With that, I'd like to introduce Senator Mary Washington, who began this journey with all of us as a delegate, is now a senator, and would like to bring words to the community.
Good evening, everyone. How are you? What a wonderful day, evening, afternoon. It's raining outside, but it's shining in all of our hearts because this has been a long time coming, hasn't it? We are gathered here today to celebrate the Montebello Elementary Middle School's 100th anniversary, so let's put that together. And we're here to celebrate the reopening of the Montebello Elementary Middle School, to its students, its families, its educational and paraprofessional staff, and the community. So again, give another clap, I like that. Now, thank you. This project to redevelop this 100-year-old academic landmark on a hill overlooking Lake Montebello has been in the works for a little more than 18 months. And as was referenced earlier, it's part of a $1.1 billion 21st century buildings program that the Maryland General Assembly conceived of and passed. And we've also, as you've already heard, we've already funded 26 schools. Okay. So the delegate before me was being very humble in terms of telling the story. Because dearly, this is a story about promises made and promises kept. Promises made to the community that your representatives would do everything, turn every door, anything they could to make sure that our children not only had the best teachers and the best families and the best programs, but also had buildings that were full of light, were full of energy, and were as good as they are. So you heard that there's the Maryland Stadium Authority, and he just spoke. Before the 21st Century program started, they were focused mostly on building athletic facilities, and we created them in 1986 because, I don't know, a couple of teams thought they might want to leave if we didn't get them a better stadium. So we created that ability to finance large projects, right? And so, I don't know, there is this delegate who has represented the 43rd District for, a couple of years, along with some other people, to think about how can we make sure, how can we fund, how can we build a massive project? You know, it takes a lot to build 26 schools. It takes a lot to bring our communities up to the standard, right? So this Delegate McIntosh right here, and I want you to stand up, Delegate McIntosh, and I also see some folks from ACLU, you should stand up, and hatch this idea that what if the city and the state and the school system partnered together and put a whole lot of money together and used this entity that's only used to build stadiums, we use that to build schools. And that's what we did. And that effort, right, then to fund the program was also led by Delegate McIntosh, and she's talking because she doesn't like to hear us give her her props. But absolutely being the lead of our Appropriations Committee, being the lead for decades in making sure that we get that funding. So I want to actually please give Delegate Maggie McIntosh actually a stand up, if you can, a standing ovation, because I can tell you, because I was there, I was in the rooms, and if it was not for her relentless pushing for this funding of these programs, it would not have happened. So here today we have this 93,000 square foot renovation. You've got 307 new windows to look out. You've got a revamped gym. Jim, you remember how dark and dank this place is? It's full of light. You have a high-tech wiring, large touch screens, and we are so grateful. So I am grateful to Superintendent Sonia Sondelis, our principal Troy Mitchell, who you love, our students, Camera Burke and Anthony Higgs, who are the example of Black excellence that their ancestors dreamed of, and that are going to be educated in these schools. The Maryland Stadium Authority, who picked up this crazy idea with great energy and enthusiasm and executed it brilliantly. And also the IAC Interim Director, Alex Donahue. But finally, I want to, and just give me a minute, just because I'm excited, I want to lift up the early work of the Montebello Grandparents and Parents Association, who who talked to us years ago. So I'm going to give them a hand. The Coldstream Homestead on Montebello, and the neighborhood groups who worked relentlessly. You advocated, and you never took no for an answer. And that has resulted in the $32 million historic renovation that you have here. And you're going to have an opportunity to tour it. It's a building in which there are going to be wonderful things that happen. It's going to improve the educational, social, and economic outcomes for our children. And for generations to come, your gift will be felt for, we hope, at least another 100 years. Thank you so much. And now I'm honored to present Mayor Brandon Scott, a proud graduate of Baltimore City Schools and a strong advocate for education funding. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Washington. Good evening, everyone. Are we excited about a new school, or we want to go back to being hot as hell in this gym? Good evening, everyone. All right, that's more likely. I am so excited to be here with you all today to celebrate the grand opening of the brand new Montebello Elementary Middle School. We know that our young people are our future, and there is no better way to ensure that they grow into the best version of themselves than providing the opportunity and the spaces and places for them to do that through education. And that's exactly what the 21st Century Schools program is all about. Before I go any further, I also want to acknowledge Councilman John Bullock, who is with us today. I saw Delegate-elect Jackie Addison in the background. Of course, again, want to give flowers to forever Chairwoman Maggie McIntosh. We're not going to say emeritus, we just say forever. That's the way. Your chairmanship is like Wu-Tang, it's forever. And all of our leaders who are with us. I want to thank the architects that worked on this project, Crabtree, Rohrbaugh and Associates, and our construction manager, CAM Construction, for making this possible. This is what our young people in Coldstream, Homestead, Montebello, or if you're from these parts like me, Chum, are supposed to have, right? This is what we always should have had. This is about how we come together to do something that changes the future of our city. You heard from the delegate and the senator about what happened at the state level and the partnership with the Maryland Stadium Authority and the city. For the council president and I, that meant that we had to do some unpopular things, Mr. President, many moons ago, when everyone said that we were crazy for doing this soda tax for cities. That money's not going to go to new schools. No one's going to build new schools in Baltimore. Y'all going to take that money and do something else. But here we are, 27 buildings later, with many, many more to come. So, when you're at home this Christmas, this holiday season, and you hear someone saying, what did they do with that money? Tell them, go look at Montebello, go look at Highlandtown, go look over west and see all the school buildings that are built. Go look at Pimlico, go look at Arlington, because this is what we were able to do, working together, making the tough decisions for our students. And we are just beginning. This is not the end. I want to thank everyone for being here. I have to give a big shout out to my brother, Mark Washington, who, if you think he got on y'all nerves about this, you can only imagine the amount of texts, phone calls, him randomly showing up my house to talk about how Montebello has to be a 21st century school. Mark and I have done many, many things here. I think he has pictures of me handing out Christmas gifts like 10 years ago in the back to give out to people. But this community is such a strong community and has always deserved this, and we are going to be here to support you now and forever. And last, before I turn it over to my friend and colleague, our city council president, I want to thank the member of the media that joined us today, because we should have every single TV station here today and only one showed up. I guess some of them could only cover one brand new school in Baltimore in a week. They couldn't do back-to-back days, but we know if we had back-to-back days of bad stuff, they sure hell would have been there for that. So I want to thank you, because when you hear folks talk about blank Baltimore on blank OX TV at night, because I don't say their name, I want you to be reminded of what we're doing here at Montebello, what we celebrated at yesterday in Hollandtown, what we talked about that's coming for City College and Western and Poly and Frederick Douglass in the years to come, because that's the true story of what's happening in Baltimore City Schools. And as I said yesterday in Southeast Baltimore, and I'll say it again to you so that you know, there is no city in these United States of America that have built or renovated more new schools in recent memory than Baltimore City. Thank you very much. And before, Mr. President, before I call you up, I'm going to call our principal, our student president, and Mr. Anthony up to present them with a citation on behalf of the Mayor of Baltimore, please. All right. Mr. President.
Good evening. We're going to do that again. Good evening. There we go. We're here to celebrate the future of the city. We're here to celebrate our young folks in this city. We're here to celebrate the growth that we need to experience in our city. Can we give another round of applause for our young scholars? It takes a lot to get up and stand in front of their community. Kamar and Anthony did an amazing job, and it's exciting to celebrate the 100th year of this school. This is a special time, and what a Christmas gift we are all receiving today. See, when our children walk into Rex, Brandon, or they walk into schools, or they interact with individuals, or they interact with specific systems, they know how much it actually cares about them. They know how much we're attempting to pour into them. See, just like my grandmother said to me when I was young, she said, Nick, you can grow up and be whatever you want. But when you're going to a school without air conditioning, or fountains you can drink out of, or gyms that you can play in, or you're not provided opportunity of classes that your peers are in neighboring jurisdictions, how do we expect our children to actually believe us? See, when the young folks of Montebello come walking into this school, Mr. Principal, they're going to understand and know that they are in a city that actually cares about them. Cares about them not just today, but cares about them tomorrow. When we tell them, little Anthony, you can grow up and become Brandon Scott as the next mayor of this city. That is what today is about. That is what the hard work of the Baltimore City Council, our state delegates led by Chairwoman McIntosh, the state Senate, strong fighters and advocates like BB out there in the audience, parents, children, and administrators like the principal of this amazing school. So this is time for us to collectively come together as a city and understand and know that we know what our city should look like in 5, 10, and 15 years. And it starts with investments like we see right here today at Montebello. So give yourselves a round of applause. Now, with that said, I'm going to call up Principal Mitchell, as well as the 2 student scholars. If you guys can come up as well. We have Baltimore City Council resolutions as well for you, and we won't take that long. Here you go, Kamara. So open it up. And I have one for you, Anthony. You can open it up. You don't get one, Principal. Actually, you do. It reads, the City Council Baltimore resolution, be it hereby known to all that the City Council Baltimore offers its sincerest congratulations to Principal Troy Mitchell in recognition of your exemplary leadership as a principal of Montebello Elementary Middle School. The entire membership extends its best wishes on this memorable occasion and directs this resolution to be presented to you on this 15th day of December 2022. Before we take the picture, Councilwoman Ramos, if you could please join us really quick for this picture, as well as Councilman Bullock. You gonna open it up? No, but you leave it open for the picture. Oh, one more. We good? All right. And next coming to the stage is our amazing Baltimore City Board Chairwoman. That's Chair Jonette Richardson.
Good evening, everyone. I am so happy to be here this evening. I want to acknowledge the distinguished guests that are behind me and those who are in the audience, to all the families, the parents, and everybody who worked so hard to get us to today. I want to acknowledge my fellow board commissioners, Commissioner Sally, Commissioner Roberts, who have joined us today. Thank you for being here. Like I said, I'm excited to be here, and on behalf of the Baltimore City School Board of Commissioners, I want to welcome everyone to the new 21st century learning environment here. As a board, one of the things we are entrusted to do is to build the vision for the school, not just for today, not just for tomorrow, but for decades to come. And one of our top priorities is to ensure that city schools have high-quality, modernized facilities and resources that support the success of students, educators, administrators, and staff. It's ribbon cuttings like this that provide the opportunity to reflect on all that it took to reach this point. So on behalf of the board, I want to express my gratitude for everyone who worked so hard on this project, from the concept stage to where we are today. This development will be life-changing for our students, for families and staff, and for this community. The board will work really hard to ensure that not only are we in a beautiful space, but we will support you, Principal Mitchell, who's not here, but we'll support you, Principal Mitchell, to make sure that you have the resources that you need to make sure the academics that's happening inside of the building match the beauty that is on the outside of this building. I truly appreciate everyone who came today to support Montebello Elementary Middle School. Tours of the facility will be available to guests beginning at the rear of the gym. Guests are invited to view the community resource table in the cafeteria. It is now my pleasure to invite our speakers to join me for the official ribbon cutting ceremony. I also want to invite my fellow colleagues to come up as well. Thank you.
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.